Abhyasis from China have also joined this morning, it being their new year. So let's all wish our Chinese sisters and brothers very happy and healthy new year. It's the year of the rabbits. Babuji Maharaj has revolutionized the system of spirituality. He says it is no longer meant for a man of asceticism or sannyasa. He revolutionized by offering the system to normal people, grihastha, and made it so easy that we can progress on a lightning speed. Chariji used to say, quoting Babuji, that in order to move from heart chakra to atma chakra, it would take 45 years of non-stop practice. That is 24/7. And if you have to move from atma chakra, second chakra, to the third, which is the fire point, it will take 5 times that. How much would that be? 225 years. We don't have such a long life. And from then, from third to fourth, 5 times that. And then 5 times that, and 5 times that. So when people say that Vishwamitra meditated for 1 lakh year, who has the lifespan of 1 lakh year, 100,000 years? No, it is the equivalent of progressing in 100,000 years, something that you can do within a short span of life. So in a way, we can also say that the Abhyasis have meditated for millions of years, because the progress that is made here, it is equivalent to, if you had to count through traditional practice, ritualistic practice, and have to advance. And it is solely through His grace, solely through their hard work. Our cooperation is very little. Close eyes and meditate. How difficult that can be, closing eyes. But it has become very difficult for a lot of us. We don't want to close eyes unless you have the intention of sleeping more. It's a matter of attitude, once again. Well, anyway, he revolutionized in a way that spiritual and material life must go together, should be integrated. What will you do with samadhi? What is the purpose of samadhi? It is to work with a meditative state, with a samadhi-like state in a day-to-day affairs. That is where we differ from many systems. Yesterday we talked briefly about human to humane to divine. Humane makes efforts in order to arrive at a divine state and lead a life in life. Again, Babuji's statement, life in life is the real life. Divine life in a humane is the true life. What is this humane life and what is divine life? Humane is all about generosity. Climaxing of humane is increased generosity. Why and how? When we cross all these chakras, all 5 C's that we often talk about, contentment, calmness, compassion, courage, and clarity. And what becomes at the end of these 5 C's is a heart full of acceptance and generosity. That is matured human becoming humane. And when that generosity climaxes further, we become divine. And in this divine adventure, what is the most important thing there is sacrifice. Person who is sacrificing is not aware though, but the other person becomes aware that he has done such and such a thing. When we read the book My Master, there's a great emphasis given in tolerance, sacrifice of Babuji Maharaj to visiting abhyasis. But was he himself aware that he was tolerating us? I don't think so. I often try to re emphasize the importance of acceptance. I just say that if you tell your wife or your spouse, I tolerate you, honey, how would that sound? And when we say Babuji tolerates us, how would that sound also? So tolerance has no place in Sahaj Marg. Sahaj Marg is a place of full of acceptance and love. But a person who tolerates doesn't undergo this feeling of awareness that we are tolerating. And that is divine Purusha. Despite of doing so much for all of us, he remains unaware and he still continues to think, I need to do more and more and more. And furthering this further, Lalaji would say, I like to take my abhyasis farther than I can reach. I would prefer to stay back and launch them into the higher space. That's the role of the master. That doesn't mean that we all cannot do such things. Instead of trying to put ourselves in front of Master more than our Abhyasip sisters and brothers who have recently joined, try to bring them in the fore, help them to grow even more. Then we can become like Masters. Help them more and more. There is no point praising how Masters are helping us, but how we in turn begin to help others is the key. That makes us divine. That makes us masterly. And that's why Babuji says, I don't make disciples, I make masters. And it's true to its core when we understand the philosophy of Sahaj Marg with our heart. There is no difference whatsoever when we attend to our Abhyasi sisters and brothers. And later on, as we advance more and more, we don't find the difference at all. In fact, Babuji used to dislike the word non-Abhyasi. He said, you have already created a partition. Consider one and all as our own.